The Bible teaches that a change in sexual orientation is possible. This is a biblical principle. It is a biblical proclamation. It is a biblical assertion.
Now, myself and most of my viewers, if you're watching this, there's like a 99% chance that you don't believe in what the Bible says. You don't believe in what the Bible claims, in what the Bible asserts. That really means fuck all to most of us. However, even if you believe what the Bible asserts, like this dumb fuck, the possibility to change your sexual preference, to me, doesn't sound like you can only change from gay to straight. It sounds to me like if you could change the Bible says you can do it, you could change from straight to gay. The Bible asserts it, therefore it is true.
And Marcus Bachmann and his wife, Michelle Bachmann, believe that. They believe that sexual orientation, a change in sexual orientation, is possible because that's what the Bible teaches. So that makes this attack on them a blatant example of religious bigotry. They have been the victims of religious discrimination. They've been the victims of religious bigotry, and discrimination and hatred that is directed against them because of their religious beliefs. And notice how quickly the mainstream media, we can't have a backlash against Islam. And granted, we shouldn't have a backlash against Muslims just because they're Muslims. I would say we should not allow Muslims to serve in the U.S. military, and we have got to raise questions about whether we can afford to allow Muslims to immigrate into the United States at all. In other words, this is bordering on a hate crime. You could also make the point that this bigotry against the Bachmanns is based on their sexual orientation. They have a heterosexual orientation, and pro-homosexual bigots are trying to discriminate against them. They're trying to threaten them. They're trying to harass them because of their normal sexual orientation, their heterosexual orientation.
Let's see what the pro-homo bigots that are totally normal have to say about it.
We haven't yet heard from the man himself, Dr. Bachmann, seen here dancing with his wife at a Tea Party rally. Wait, I'm sorry, wait a minute. Can we just come back here? That's Michelle Bachmann's husband. That's the guy teaching people not to be gay. Seriously. Is that the guy? Is he teaching people not to be gay, or is he like the Green Mile guy and just absorbing it all? No, you know what? No. I'm not going there. Don't go there, John. Just repress it. Just even though you're feeling a deep desire to comically exploit the fact that this man is an Izod shirt away from being the gay character on Modern Family. Let's just hear what he has to say.
What do you say when your teenager says she's gay?
There's that curiosity. But again, we like, you know, it is as if we have to understand barbarians need to be educated. They need to be disciplined.
You know what? I realize that this is bigger than I am. I can't fight this on my own. I need a higher power, someone who has been through this, who understands my struggles. I wish that someone could...
It's going to be okay, John.
It's my comedy repression therapist.
We talked about this in group. John, comedy is a choice.
I know.
You weren't born this way.
I know.
Instead of going for the cheap gay joke, why don't you try watching the footage and making some astute observations?
All right.
Look at him. He's a big man. He's dancing. What kind of dance is he doing?
I think it's called the shag.
All right. The Shag. That's a funny name. He's got a funny name.
Marcus Bachmann? Marcus Bachmann. How is that funny?
Bachman. What is that? It's like some classical music superhero, Bachman. You see? This is a target-rich environment. I can't believe you get Emmys for this crap.
But again, we like, you know, it is as if we have to understand barbarians need to be educated.
Okay, so it's a funny tone. He's got a funny tone. But you go deeper than that. If the tone is cheap. You see me getting laughs just in the way that I talk.
Yes, I see you getting laughs.
No, they're not laughing because this is just my natural tone.
No, just now your tone. Aren't you ever tempted by this stuff?
Wow,
Ever?
of course I'd love to say Dr. Marcus Bachmann buys brawny paper towels for the packaging. I have that in me.
I know.
Or he's so gay, Richard Simmons tells him to tone it down.
Or that Pinkberry.
Oh!
So let's take a lesson from Jon Stewart and Jerry Seinfeld and not take the easy way out and just make fun of this man for his obvious gay tendencies and the fact that he has admitted that he has struggled with homosexual urges in the past and that it was Jesus that helped him through it and all this bullshit. Let's not take the easy way out. Let's go for something a little deeper. Actually, it's probably just as shallow. His wife, Michelle fucking Bachmann.
They use the U.S. Census information to round up the Japanese and put them in the internment camps.
We know that we are the Saudi Arabia of oil. We are the Saudi Arabia of natural gas. America is the Saudi Arabia of coal. Without this amendment, Minnesota could have gay marriage imposed on us. If we allow this to happen, group marriage, polygamy, and things much worse may not be far behind.
And that's just the beginning of this horror picture show. Let's appreciate and value everyone's cultures. But guess what? Not all cultures are equal. Take a look. I wish they would. I wish the American media would take a great look at the views of the people in Congress and find out, are they pro-America or anti-America? I think people would love to see an expose like that.
Now we've moved into the realm of gangster government. We have gangster government when the federal government has set up a new cartel.
I find it interesting that it was back in the 1970s that the swine flu broke out then under another Democrat president, Jimmy Carter, and I'm not blaming this on President Obama. I just think it's an interesting coincidence.
And I just wondered that if our founders thought taxation without representation was bad, what would they think of representation with taxation? I don't know what's going to happen.
We've been bypassed. We now have an imperial presidency.
Michael Steele, you be the man. You be the man.
I think people are thrilled tonight. I imagine that thrill is probably maybe not quite so tickly on your leg anymore.
I know you did that. Your sign holder's already raised that issue.
Within a day or so, the President of the United States will be taking a trip over to India that is expected to cost the taxpayers $200 million a day. He's taking 2,000 people with him. He'll be renting out over 870 rooms in India.
This trip doesn't cost $200 million a day.
You're the state where the shot was heard around the world at Lexington and Concord, and you put a marker in the ground.
But that first shot, of course, rang out in neighboring Massachusetts. Later, on Facebook, Bachmann admitted she'd made a mistake, but she said New Hampshire should still be proud.
This is cradle-to-grave government takeover of the Pelosi health care nightmare known as this bill. I've got it in front of me. It's heavy. This is the crown jewel of socialism.
We're running out of rich people in this country.
Yeah, we are.
The French culture is actually diminished. It's going away. And just with the population in France, they are losing Western Europeans, and it's being taken over by a Muslim ethnic. Not that Muslims are bad.
Marriage is a cornerstone of our democracy. So Marcus and I take it very seriously.
We're super serious about it.
So serious, Marcus opened a clinic curing people of homosexuality.
Oh my God, you should see the results. It's crazy.
We are people who are obsessed with marriage.
We're obsessed with marriage and gay things and protecting stuff, all of that for some reason. Sometimes it's totally freaky, you know?
So if you want someone who is focused,
like a laser
on marriage, insisting on it, and the value of sticking it out.
Come hell or high water.
Come hell or high water, think of Michelle and Marcus.
Coctopus out.
Michelle Bachmann solved marriage, everybody. Next up, foreign policy.